This video is to show you how to do a two-way table, a relative frequency table, and how to make analysis of what you have when you are done. In this first example here, I have a two-way table that shows people that are male and female and if they were jogging, flying a kite, or on a picnic as an activity. As you can see, there are 50 people that were surveyed, and there are some numbers filled out. So the rows and the columns have to equal each other. So right now, if we know that there is 10 people here, this has to be 15 to make 25. And then if we add up these three, 11 plus 1 is 12, plus 15 is 27. And then if we add up these, we get 23, and 23 plus 27 is 50. This adds up to 5, and this adds up to 20. And when we add these up, we get 50 as well. So one of the terms I want to talk about today is called marginal frequency. That's what the sum of the rows or the columns equals. So after filling out this two-way table, we know that there were 23 males that were asked questions and 27 females. We know that 25 of them went on a picnic, 5 flew kites, and there was a total of 20 people that went jogging. To do a relative frequency table, what you do is you take this column and you're going to divide 9 male out of 20 joggers. So on the calculator, you can go ahead and turn this into a percent. So right now I'm just going to write them as a fractions. So 9 out of 20 for male, and then this would be 11 out of the 20 females were jogging. For a kite, it was 4 out of 5 and 1 out of 5. And on the picnic, we had 10 out of 25, and we had 15 out of 25. So then what you would do is you would go ahead and take your calculator, and you would divide. We're going to start with the male joggers. We're going to go ahead and do 9 divided by 20, and you're going to get 0.45, which would be turned to a percent, would be 45%. So then if I take the female and I do 11 divided by 20 for joggers, that would be 0.55 or 55%. And that should make sense because when you add them together, it should add up to 100%. Now, if I go ahead and do the same thing with flying a kite for males, 4 out of 5, when I divide that, that's 0.8 or 80%. And then 1/5 is 20%. And again, you can see how when I add that up, I get 100%. So then if I do 10 divided by 25, that's going to be 0.4 or 40%. And 15 out of 25 would be 60%. So then what people do is they look for the association or relative frequency table. Now this association is a little bit different from our line of best fit discussion, where association in a relative frequency table is if the percentages when you compare them side by side is the same, there really is an association. But as you can see, there's clearly a discrepancy or a difference in the percentages. So you would say there is an association, and in this result, you would say it's more likely that a male will be flying a kite than going jogging or a picnic. So if you looked at jogging versus picnic, you might say there's not really that much of an association because the percentages are really close, but jogging does have a slightly better chance of happening. So again, the association, when you look at a relative frequency table, you're looking at how far the percentages are apart. If they're very close, it's a weak association. If they're further apart, there's definitely an association where you can say there's one event happening more than another. Now, again, in the two-way table, you're trying to display two categories collected from the same source. So these are all male and female that were at the park, and these are the activities they were doing.